Good afternoon, BadA artists. I'm Mia Luyando. We are here today. We are working in our newest book, Toys in the Attic. We are hanging out with Fiona the Fairy. She's here to give us some good fairy mojo. I thought we would jump right on in. We have been working with some brand new pencils that I got from Crayola. They are Crayola Swirls. I will put a link in the description below. We've been working with these. We've been experimenting with Caran d'Ache Neo colors. We've been working on lots of new things. So I thought, let's see, what else are we doing? We've got the Twistables. This is the same thing, it's only in a crayon form. We also have some brand new portrait pencils from Kalour. That's exciting. So let's just jump right on in. Now, I want to work on her hair, but I've used one of these rainbow pencils on another project that will be working on this week, and I don't know the order that I'm uploading these videos this week. I don't know if it'll go up before this one or after this one, but there'll be two of them that have their hair done with the rainbow pencils. It's really helpful, especially if you don't like to do hair, if it's not your thing. We build up hair with lots of different colors, and the more you put in, the more realistic it looks. Hair is like eyes. It has lots of colors in it. Just because you have blue eyes, you're going to have flecks of brown and green and gray, and you have lots of colors in your hair as well. So the more you put in, the more depth and body and fullness. It looks lush, it looks glossy, all of the things. So when you're using a rainbow pencil, with one layer, you're putting down 3-4 colors at once. So you're not damaging the paper by going in with, 4 separate pencils. Does that make sense? So you have more room to add more pencils on top of that to make it even deeper and more distinct and defined with other colors without damaging the paper. You can do more with it. I hope that makes sense, but we're gonna dive in. Okay, so on this one, I thought the color scheme that I have chosen for her is kind of, pinks and oranges and red and purple. I know it's kind of all over the place, but when it all comes together, hopefully it'll all come together. So I'm going to use this one called, it was called Campfire. Here it is, Campfire Jamboree. I had the wrong one in my hand. And it has a combination of red, hot pink, orange, and yellow. And when they're all laid out together on this, it just comes out. It looks so pretty. So we're going to just dive right on in, and I'm going to grab and pull. Now these are pretty compact as far as how quickly they change colors. You don't have to wait a whole lot before the color starts to happen, before the change starts to happen. So just, be patient, move along. That ombre is going to start happening pretty quick for you. And I'm just taking big sweeping, just kind of big sweeping strokes here with the pencil to kind of follow the hair. But normally, when we do an ombre effect of hair like this, we'll start out with yellow, and then we'll add the pink, and then we'll add some red, and then we'll add some purple. But now we don't have to do that. It's all just done. And we only had to use one pencil. So those, even though rainbow pencils are really marketed as, they're for kids, they're fun, and they're all those things, they really are helpful for hobbyists and professional artists alike. They really are time savers if you know how to use them. That's why I'm teaching you how to use them. And she has a lot of curls. So there's a lot of places where the colors of the hair are going to change anyway because the light is hitting it in different places. It's going to have reflections and shine, and this is really going to take a lot of the work out of it for us. And I'm kind of hoping that I'll get a color change right there, but since I didn't, I'm going to keep moving until I do get that kind of yellow color change again. There it is. And I kind of wanted that to be in the, the highlight spot, that kind of golden yellow color. It doesn't have to be, that's just kind of how I wanted it to look. But those colors really mix together to make a pretty, pretty hair. That would make like a really pretty Harley Quinn kind of hair if you guys are, I don't know if you're into that kind of stuff, or just, even if you're doing clowns or any kind of doll, this would be a really pretty hair color for that. Just kind of take your time with it. It's gonna look pretty. There's no way that it won't look pretty. They're beautiful colors. Every single time you do it, it's gonna look different. Every pencil is swirled a little different than the one before. Every single one of them is unique. So that's another beautiful thing about these pencils. Every single piece is unique and individual, like a snowflake, and they're always going to be beautiful because the colors are pre-matched to always look good together, to always blend well together and make these incredibly satisfying pictures for us. this would look really good in some holiday stuff too. Can you imagine like these big, pretty orangey, pink, red bows under the tree and stuff, or some Christmas bulbs like ornaments hanging in a tree, like to color and catch all the reflective lights. Don't you think that would be pretty? I was thinking about that, and I think that would be a really pretty book. And these pretty little curls, they're going to look so nice once we get them all colored in. So how was everybody's Halloween? Did you guys have a nice holiday? Did you have a party? Did you go to one? Did you dress up? Let me know. I didn't go to any this year. I used to go to Halloween parties every year, but I traveled a lot this summer. I don't know, once I got home, I was kind of like, I want to stay home and I don't want to go anywhere. So I've kind of been like, bah humbug. Let's see, all of these are part of the flower, so we'll just go up here to the crown of her little head and finish this, and then we'll move on to her skin. And I'm going to add just a few little eyebrows for her. Okay, these nifty new Kalour pencils. I've not used them yet. They are really pretty. I haven't even swatched them yet, which is actually unusual. I've gotten lots of things swatched in the last couple of weeks, but these weren't one of them. Aren't those pretty though? I really like them. I did sharpen them, that's one thing. That was good. Now I'm going to start with this kind of, with these two kind of pinkish taupe colors. This one's called Rosy Beige. It's FT113, and this one's called Clay Rose, FT114. And I'm going to start with the darker of the two first. And just kind of moving into her temple area, right underneath her bangs. And this is the first time I've used these pencils, so you guys are trying them out with me. I'm going to zoom in a bit. Get us more centered here. There we go. That's a little better. And this is the first time, like I said, that I've used these pencils, so we're finding out together how I feel about them. And right off the bat, they're not a super soft. And I was looking at the cover to see if they're claiming to be a soft core pencil, but it just says soft lids, so they're not claiming to be a soft core. So definitely not soft like Prismas or even Brute Funers or Black Widows. They're a little harder than that, but they're still really pretty. Now this color, this flesh tone, has a little bit more pink in it. Remember, we're working with porcelain. And I wanted to keep it kind of in that alabaster sort of looking family. I'm just going to fill in these little areas around her eyes. So I'm making a new announcement, and that is we will be having a Patreon after the first of the year. I'm still putting it together, but we'll be having like monthly challenges and maybe some contests and giveaways and that kind of thing. I haven't structured the whole thing yet, but you will definitely be able to you'll still be able to access all of these videos right here on YouTube. There'll just be different kinds of videos on Patreon as well. If you're interested in more in-depth instruction, you'll be able to find it over there. Obviously, you'll be able to see books before they are released. Over there, you'll have some freebies. You'll get access to some free downloads over there. I've kind of put off doing Patreon for a long time. I really wasn't very sure how the whole thing worked, and I'm not tech savvy, as you guys know. But yeah, it just does seem like it would make more sense for us to be able to have chats and that kind of thing over on a, you know, a safer platform over there like that. So once I get all of that set up, I will post links so that you can come and join me. But I will still be posting here just like always. That's not going to change, so don't worry about that. We'll still have our lessons every week. But we'll also have BadA Art t-shirts. And maybe some journals or date books, something like that. Even though date books are kind of outdated now, I'm old school. I like to have something I can write stuff in. And since her little cheeks are, you know, she's a doll or juvenile, I'm going to put the shadow on the lower part of her cheek that shows youth. Kind of that jowly shadow for babies, for little ones. So far, you know, these pencils they're not scratchy at all. They're smooth. They're just not as soft as some of the others. So these might be oil instead of wax too. And oil pencils aren't quite as soft. Actually, I'm going to leave this part. No. Yeah, I'm going to leave all of this as part of her little dress and just color her little neck in. I was toying with making all of this a flesh tone, but I am going to bring the, well, see, there's a, I'm not going to do that, actually. I'm going to erase this. I'll put the link to this handy little eraser in the description also. Sounds like I need to change my battery. Okay. Now I'm going to switch over and grab the lighter of the two. This one is the rosy beige. It's got a little more of a clay, got a little more of a tan undertone, brown undertone to it. It looks a little more like a porcelain sort of greenware. Something that's been, you know, like a ceramics kind of fired finished product here. You don't really want her to look real. You don't want to give her a, you know, rosy cheeks like warmth, like she's happy and healthy. She's a doll. It's kind of a tricky thing to get that realism but still not look alive. It's kind of that double-edged sword. And I'm just using, you know, our usual small round circles. It helps other colors blend into it easier when you keep your circular approach to it. Makes it easier to blend in later. Just take your time, enjoy the process. Don't let it intimidate you. This is just pencil and pigment. And we are going to make this look incredible. And we are going to go over her again with another color. So don't worry if your little circles are, you know, visible. You know, we'll go over and blend all that out again. Don't worry about that. I know I say that a lot, but some people get really, you know, worried about that. They're like, I can see them. You can see mine. It's okay. It's just part of the process. And since we are already almost at 28 minutes, I'm just going to finish up her little cheek here, and we're going to set it aside for today. And we'll come back and we'll finish her face and the flowers and her eyes. We'll do her eyelashes. And if we still have some time, we'll start on her little dress. And that's going to be super fun. We're going to do silky, shiny satin dress. And right now I'm thinking pink and orange. It's going to be incredible. I'm super excited about it. Drop a like if you enjoyed this, if it was helpful. Come join me on Facebook. Follow the link to my BadA Art group. Subscribe, all the things. I've really enjoyed hanging out with you guys today. I will get this video uploaded right away. Hope you enjoyed it. Okay, everybody, I'll see you next time.